my wonderful chinchillins. It's Miss Cox. I am accompanied by Magic the cat and Stark the weenie dog. Occasionally throughout this video, you might hear them playing, although they're pretty tired from their last play session. I promise no animals were harmed in the making of this video. My cat might make these little mewing sounds, but she's really just sugar coating the dog or honey potting the dog so that he will basically get his butt kicked by her. Okay, so on Friday we talked about common factoring, and that's what this whole unit is. This whole unit for the next 5 days is how can we factor trinomials, okay? So on Friday we talked about common factoring. Today we're going to talk about the product sum method, or this PSF method. All right, all of these are uploaded on the Google Classroom. I don't think that this video will take very long because we have done this before, or you should have done this before. If you haven't, don't freak out. The video is on Google Classroom. I've given you the link to the YouTube video, and you can just play it as often as you need it. Sometimes it's a good little refresher, and we'll go from there, okay? So, we can factor quadratic expressions, and today we're going to look at factoring quadratic expressions when we have an a equal to 1. These can still be factored, and in fact, they are the easiest way to factor. We're going to break them down into 2 brackets, where our r plus s, so these values are numbers inside our brackets, are always equal to our b value, which is right here. Okay? And if we were to multiply r times s, then we're going to get our c value. And that's why we call it product sum factor method, or PSF method. Okay? So, I've given this little table as a breakdown to help you with signs, all right? So let's look at it just for a second. I'm losing my voice, not because I'm sick again, but because I just ate jalapeno chips. Thank you, Miss Vicky's, for the most delicious thing ever created, but they were very spicy. Okay, so here we go. A squared plus bx, so, oh my goodness, let's try that again. X squared plus bx plus c. Our factors here are going to give us 2 positives inside of our brackets, okay? So we're both going to be positive in here, right? If we have x squared minus bx plus c, where our middle term is negative, but our final term is positive, then we're going to have 2 negatives inside of our brackets. Oops. 2 negatives inside of our brackets, okay? If we have x squared minus bx and our c term is also negative, now we're going to have one of 2 situations. That is here, okay? We are going to have a negative r value if r is bigger than s. Oops. R is bigger than s, okay? If we have a plus value for our b and a negative value for our c, then that means that s is bigger than r. I just realized that there is there is a typo in here. This should say s is bigger than r. Okay. It is easier to factor any polynomial expression if we factor out our greatest common factor first. This is why, my little chinchillins, we learned common factoring on Friday. You always need to look, always look for a common factor first, okay? All right, so let us do this. We are going to look at this one. X squared minus 7x plus 12. X squared minus 7x plus 12. We are looking for a common factor first, okay? And let's break her on down. This is with a wrap. We break it on down, okay? We're going to break it down into our product, sum, and our factors. So we are looking for 2 numbers that when multiplied together, their product is 12. Their sum is -7. Okay, and what can our factors be? Two numbers that are both going to be negative, as per the chart above, that when we multiply them together give us 12 and -7 when we add them. And that's right, it's -3 and -4. Okay? So, you can do it the long way, but as long as a equals 1, you're just going to have to break it down into two brackets. Our equal sign go up front. We're going to put the first letter, so whatever letter is in that first term, we're going to put 1 in each bracket. Then now we're just going to write in our factors, -3, -4. Okay? All right, let's try x squared plus 9x plus 18. So two numbers that when multiplied together are going to give us 18. When we add those two numbers together, we're going to get 9. Sorry, I'll color code that for you. 9. So our two numbers, when we do that, 6 and 3. So for instance, 6 times 3 gives me 18. 6 plus 3 gives me 9. Okay? So let's go back over here. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit just so I have more of a writing surface, because I decided to write big for you. Same thing. Two brackets. X goes in both brackets. Now, both of my terms are going to be positive because everything in here is positive. Okay, everything in here is positive. I'm going to do plus 6, plus 3. You could have also done it as x plus 3, x plus 6. That's fine too. The order doesn't matter. Okay? Oh, I wrote the same one twice. Ignore that one. D. Negative x squared minus 4x plus 32. What I want us to do, we are going to common factor out the negative. That's going to leave me with x squared. Everything inside the bracket is just going to have the opposite sign. So instead of having minus 4, I'm going to have a plus 4. And instead of having a plus 32, now I'm going to have a minus 32. So instead of having a plus 32, now I have a minus 32. Now we're still going to do our product, sum, and factor method. So I need two numbers that when I multiply together, I'm going to get negative 32. When I add them together, I'm going to get 4. And those two factors are going to be negative 4 and 8. Okay, here's how this is going to go down. I'm going to rewrite the negative outside. I'm going to bust out my two brackets. Using the letter X, that's going to go in both brackets. Now I'm just going to rewrite my factors, including the signs that I see. So I have a negative 4 here, which means that that's going to go inside my bracket, and a plus 8 in my next bracket. Okay? Two more examples, and then you guys are home free to do some work. Okay, notice that there is a lot. Here we go. I'm looking here, I see that there's a 3, and then 126. Now, this is a trick that I learned a long time ago. If you add up the numbers inside of here, and they add up to any number that's a multiple of 3, it is divisible by 3. So allow me to explain. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. That automatically means that 126 can be divided by 3. It works for any number with 3's. Okay? All right. So I'm going to common factor out my 3. Throw that baby outside of a bracket. That leaves me with a squared minus a minus 42. Okay? Gonna repeat the process because I still want my two brackets here. I only have one bracket. This isn't completely factored. I've only common factored. So if I'm looking at this, I still want my product sum factor method. Okay? I need two numbers that when I multiply them together, I'm going to get negative 42. And when I add them, I'm going to get negative 1. Okay. And that is going to be negative 7 and positive 6. So same rules as above. I'm going to rewrite my 3 outside. And now I'm going to rewrite my 2 brackets. Notice here that I'm using the letter A. So that means A is going to go in each bracket. Minus 7 plus 6. Okay. Last example. Again, feel free to pause the video and rewind if you guys need to. Okay. Last example. I'm just going to do it over here because I kind of messed up on the space over here. Notice that this, I'm starting with negative 4, then I have negative 16 and a 48. I have to common factor out my negative 4 first. That leaves me with m squared minus 4m minus, sorry, this should be a plus 4m, minus 12. Okay, so this was, let me just go back through that. I'm going to have m squared plus 4m minus 12. This is a plus 4m because I took out this negative right here, okay? That negative makes everything inside of the bracket change signs. All right. My product sum factor, I need two numbers that when multiplied together give me negative 12. Two numbers that when added together give me 4. Okay, positive 4. That means that one of my numbers is going to be negative, one of my numbers is going to be positive. Okay, because I'm getting a negative number here. That is going to be negative 2 and plus 6. So now, inside of my bracket, my 2 brackets here, I'm going to put an m because that's the letter I'm using, minus 2 plus 6. Okay. All you're doing today is trinomial factoring. So that's on page, I didn't put the page number in. It's on your outline. So sorry. I'm assuming it's going to be like page 97 in and around there maybe. I think. Hang on. I may have written it down. Sometimes I'm intelligent. Sometimes I'm not. Page 99. There we go. Page 99. Number 2 to 3, 5 to 9, 12 to 14, and then you're working on the mid-chapter review. Okay? All right. Have a great night, guys.